Welcome to another video, and today, my fellow guys, are you under 5'7"? Go on, show of hands, be honest now. Well, if you are, then I got some bad news for you. Apparently, you do not have human rights. You know, the universal, unalienable rights that every person was born with. If you're shorter than 5'7", then I hate to tell you, man, but you basically aren't a human. At least according to this former pro-Japanese female gamer. Kana Tanukana Tani, one of the most prominent female figures in esports fighting, had her contract with Cyclops Athletic Gaming terminated after she made some controversial remarks. In an esports world dominated by male players, Tanukana stands out with her impressive records and placings on Tekken. On Thursday, however, her livestream comments where she stated short men under 5 feet 7 inches did not have, quote, human rights, adding that those who fall under in height should consider bone lengthening surgery. This resulted in her firing from Japanese esports company Cyclops Athletic Gaming, whose main sponsors are Red Bull and Alienware. Okay, so this woman is, or used to be, a pro esports player for the Cyclops Athletic Gaming esports organization, and made a rather stupid comment about how short men don't deserve to have the basic rights that every human should. Whether it is a joke or not, you shouldn't be saying that on stream where potentially thousands of people would hear you say it, as well as the company you work for and your sponsors too. And regardless, what was the context in which this was being said? Like, what conversation was being had where that was brought up? And another thing is that, like, you know, society kind of laughs at men for being short. You see a lot of jokes and stuff nowadays about how if you're not 6 feet or taller, then you aren't really a man. But there are people out there who actually believe that stuff. You know, you have some women saying that they only want a guy who's 6 feet or taller, and anyone below that is basically invisible to them. I hope Tanukana and people like her realize that us men can't control or willingly change our height. It's based purely on genetics. You kind of have to get lucky. For example, if you're lucky enough to be the son of a famous basketball player who played in the NBA or some other high-tier athlete, then you'll most likely have better genetics than others, one of them likely being height. There is a correlation there. I hope you know that a majority of the population of men in the United States are below 6 foot, around the 5'7" to 5'10" range, and anyone under that apparently has no human rights. And this isn't even the first time Tanukana has gotten in trouble or faced controversy before. Tanukana is not new to controversy. In 2020, she reportedly told someone watching her stream to, quote, kill themselves and that they were, quote, the trashiest trash of society, according to Kotaku. As Kotaku points out, the Japanese word for human rights, or jinken, I don't know if I pronounced that right, can take on a different meaning in the gaming world. There is discussion as to whether the gamer meant something altogether different in her livestream. Since the incident, Tanukana gave a series of apologies, but many criticized her for a perceived lack of sincerity. In an archived tweet, she stated that she had merely, quote, poorly expressed her love of tall people in response to the criticism surrounding her comments about short men and human rights. No, the fuck you didn't. You devalued and deplored men who happen to be short and have no control over it whatsoever on stream. I bet you're like 5'1" at the most, so I recommend you don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. And we've seen plenty of shitty apologies from other influencers and celebrities, and I think we all know that these people aren't sorry that they did it, they're just mad they got caught. Cyclops Athletic Gaming released a statement that it had, quote, decided to cut ties with Miss Tanukana as the company, quote, does not believe in discrimination or insults. Tanukana published several apologies expressing her regret over Twitter afterward. Since then, the stream recordings have been deleted. Bro, thank God Cyclops Athletic Gaming actually have brain cells and knew this shit couldn't stand. Cyclops Athletic Gaming is based in Japan, and I bet you can imagine what would happen if this were to happen in the United States. This girl would probably just get banned off Twitch for a couple days and get off virtually scot-free. People would be championing her on Twitter and she'd get even more fame. And I want you to picture the scene for a minute. What would happen if the roles were reversed? What if it was a man talking about women in a similar way? I can tell you what would happen. There would be an international manhunt for him. His social media profiles, especially on Twitter, would be reported so many times that all the social media companies would make a joint effort to technologically remove him off the face of the earth. The President of the United States would give a speech condemning this guy and he would be fired from his job and have no employment anywhere for the rest of his life. Because that's where we're at as a society, but no, it's a good thing that Tanukana got what she deserved because she had no reason to say that men under 5'7" don't have human rights. Which I'm confused as to what that would make them. Would that make them animals or subhuman? Like, what's going on here? Thankfully though, I am in the clear, but I don't know about a lot of other guys, and I love this last bit of the article here where it says, quote, "The average height of a man in Japan is 5 feet 7 inches, according to a 2018 study." Damn, so I guess the average man in Japan is treading on thin ice. They can just barely own property, you know, or they can just barely be happy in life. This is just another circumstance of people who have fame or a platform with a following getting a bit carried away with the things that they say. I understand joking about this with your friends or something behind closed doors or screens, if you will, but saying it on stream with potentially thousands of people, including the company you work for, hearing it is just blatant arrogance. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did and could leave a like, I would greatly appreciate it, and subscribe for more content. It's completely free, you got nothing to lose, and you can always change your mind. But that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next video.